Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to 98.3 The Fart. How is everybody doing today?
I don't know, why is it always like, the guy has like the most booming voice you've ever heard, and then it's like, the most shy girl ever, and she's like, I'm doing great today, Daryl.
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking, Daryl. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our favorite radio station. That's right. Just kidding. It's going to be 98.1 Smooth Jazz Radio.
I'm so excited to count down my top 10 favorite Paramore songs.
Do they even have that many songs?
Haley Williams could top me any day. We get paid to say things on FM radio.
She's got Shy Girl's got a reel for that one, though. Yeah, man. How's it going?
Next up, we're going to talk about why the NASDAQ is down 15 points.
I don't want to talk about that.
You don't want to talk about the big market movers of the day?
Dude, every time I check my big
we're gonna
market
have
movers,
Kevin
the
O'Leary
only way
on
they're
later.
moving is down. Oh, really? Mr. Wonderful? I hate that guy.
And he's going to tell us what's wrong with Lululemon and why they reported
All of us are
1%
wondering,
less earnings this quarter.
When is Kevin going to go fully bald?
Did you see Lockheed Martin? They had an earnings call recently, and they reported that their profits are down 80% this quarter, and they said they couldn't tell why because it was classified information. But they just lost 80% of their profits.
That's wild. I mean, that's great, honestly, but...
And they legally aren't allowed to disclose why.
That's kind of really funny. Hey, guys,
that's crazy,
I'm having a
man.
really hard time. I'm on the tattered edge. No, I can't talk about it.
Hey, guys, it's John Lockheed here, and
Why would you name
we
your
had a
kid
bit of a
that,
rough...
by the way?
Lockheed.
Well, obviously, their first name is Lockheed, right? It's Lockheed Martin.
It's probably like a lawyer situation where it's like John and John's. You know what I mean? Like it's both their last names.
Lockheed and Martin.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like, yeah.
One guy does the spaceships, the other guy does the missiles.
Do we think Lockheed's definitely the spaceship guy, right? Martin's got missiles written all over it.
He's got a tattoo of the first missile he made.
It's like on his forearm too. It's just like right there.
Yeah, it's like that guy from Good Mythical Kitchen, and he has the giant fucking spoon tattooed across his entire arm.
That's a hard ass tattoo. I might have to copy that.
No, it's
Why
so
not?
lame.
Okay.
I don't know. It's just like being a flute player and your whole arm is a flute.
Yeah, you're just really into what you're doing.
It's a bit tacky, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe a bit. Sure.
It's like
I
that's
think it
what you
depends
do. We know you. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, we know that you can play the flute. You don't have to like necessarily advertise.
you talk about
on
it all the
forearm.
time.
Yeah.
We don't have to.
I'm just gonna get I'm gonna get a sleeve on my arm that's just like a bunch of buildings.
It doesn't make you get like the fucking Cleveland skyline. Yeah, no, I
feel
just
like that's
really
a little
like
bit
Key
different.
Tower.
I just love it so much. I'm just so passionate about my city. Have you ever been to the Flats?
And low key, people don't talk enough about how the Fifth Third building contributes to the skyline, but it's really beautiful.
All the buildings are super fucking boring.
I love how it looks like a hospital that was made in 1985.
Yeah. Because 1985 is a time when I was alive, and I'd like to go back to that.
I love how the elevators look like fake gold to give the illusion of opulence. But really,
That's why
they're
they call
worn
me a
down
fool.
and horrifying to ride.
But that's kind of part of the fun. I mean, that's why would they make Tower of Terror at Disney World if it wasn't, at least mildly entertaining?
Well, Tower of Terror is one thing because you're being advertised to and you know what's in store. But you go into the elevator of
Terror.
the Fifth Third building and you go, I just need to get to the fourth floor. And by the time you get up there, you're on your
that's
knees
fair.
thanking God.
They don't really. I guess they don't really call it the Fifth Third Tower of Terror. Maybe they should do that. They need a rebrand. It would help them a lot.
I always want, like, I feel like everything at Disney should be branded. You know what I mean? It's like the Coca-Cola Harry Potter Express. You know,
Featuring. Well, I guess this is obviously directly a competition, but I want Pepsi to sponsor something so there can be like a Pepsi Man themed ride.
the Flamin' Hot Cheetos Mickey Mouse House.
What the fuck is up with the Takis Wendy's thing?
What do you mean?
I was getting so as part of my little road trip across the country to get here, I stopped in St. Louis and I got to meet some of my mom's cousins. And my mom's cousin, his name is Gavin. He might be the biggest chiller I think I've ever met in my whole life.
Yeah.
Super nice guy. And he has a son also named Gavin. So Gavin and Gavin, sons
I don't like the whole junior.
They have a
thing.
law firm.
It's fucked up.
I'm not a fan of it either, but I think I don't know. It's like whatever. But I thought it was funny. And so Gavin and Gavin were both like giving me an example. They were like, "Oh, Henry, have you had like the Takis Wendy's burger?" And I was like, "That sounds like the most disgusting thing I've ever heard in my entire life."
I concur.
And
with
older
that.
Gavin Sr. is like, "Oh my God, dude, I couldn't stomach that. I was on the shitter for like 45 minutes." Keep in mind, I have known this man for 30 minutes at this point. This is how I knew he was cool. And then little Gavin, he's 11, is like, "Henry, it was the greatest hamburger I've ever had in my whole life. It was so spicy." And it's just like, why? I don't know. Like brand allegiances and sponsorships are just like so odd to me. It's like
Burgers
now
are
that
not
the,
meant to be spicy, man.
but it's like the fucking like F1 is now like so egregious about it. Like they have the Visa Cash App Red Bull Racing Bulls. Like, are you serious right now? I have to wear a T-shirt for the team that I like, and it says Visa Cash App Red Bull Racing Bulls on it.
Fly Emirates.
Sponsored by Oracle. Right. Like, it's like you might as well just write like Racing Bulls DX, like plus Ultra, now with Dante from the Devil May Cry series. Like, why? It's just too much. Like, names need to be simple, and the branding should not be like a part of the nomenclature of the team. It's just weird.
Max Donkey Kong Bonanza Verstappen.
All right, fine. That would go crazy.
Has anyone done that?
That
The
would be
middle
awesome.
name sponsorship?
I don't think they have. I'll give someone
Like, I
kinda
want
really like
them to
my
legally
middle
change their name. You have to go down to the courthouse and you say, yes, I want my middle name to be, Mountain Dew or whatever.
There's that one guy on Instagram who pops up in my feed every once in a while. I think his name is Logan Park. He says that if his account gets to 100,000 followers, he will legally change his name to like he has like 4 options. It's like Lincoln Park, Dog Park. Then there's some other ones in there. And there was one where you gotta love Instagram, because it's just so predictable.
Yeah.
There was one where he was like, "All right, guys, I'll change my name to the top liked option on this poll, or comment below to what you want my name changed to be." It was just the N-word in the comments.
Yeah, of course, man.
Like over and over and over again. I was like, wow. I always forget that this is just like a racist app and everyone on Instagram sucks so bad.
That's what happens when fucking Mark Zuckerberg goes to the inauguration and he hangs out with Donald Trump and they're buds, okay? And they're like, and DJT, he's like, "Yo, sometimes I want to post the N-word on there, and I low-key can't."
Yeah,
Like, what's up with that?
And then Mark is like, "Oh, dude, I didn't even think about that. You're right. I want to too." And then, they all do.
Mark Zuckerberg would definitely be saying slurs if he wasn't a CEO, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, at his
Especially
core,
after
I
his
think
White
he's
Boy Swag
still
update.
he's still that same guy that made that app in Harvard where they ranked the women in his class in order of attractiveness.
Right. Which is so cool and not
Which
demeaning
low-key
in
was a
any way.
great idea. He invented the tier list in a way.
He did, but I feel like that may have already been a thing.
I don't think so. Not in the way.
Maybe
it was so accessible.
We could say that he
You could
brought
get
it
to
into the
from
public
any browser,
consciousness.
and it's kind of beautiful in a way.
I would just think that like the people at Harvard are a little bit more like emotionally intelligent than that, but I guess maybe not.
No, they're nerds, man. They don't know life.
I guess you just have to be like book smart.
All the people in Harvard are like the leader of their like yacht club and shit. Like, it's sad.
That is sad. Can you imagine being in a yacht club?
I don't even know what you do in a yacht club. Obviously, like, you go on the yacht. I got that. I figured
you
that
just
out.
Go on
somehow.
the yacht and you like talk to old people and you drink like martinis, maybe.
Hard seltzer.
That sounds awful.
I know, and you have to like wear those stupid fucking polos with your dumbass little branding on it.
If you ever catch me wearing Vineyard Vines and I'm like, oh yeah, I love this shirt, I want you to kill me.
And their slacks are
too
always
far.
tapered a little too much. Like, what's going on with that? We don't got to see your ankles, dude.
Yeah. What is this? Like grade school? Keep that shit covered up.
This isn't the strip club, buddy. We're professionals here.
I don't want you to be indecent around me. Put those fucking cankles away. I don't want to see it. I'm on a boat. I want to look at, I don't know, the ocean, I guess.
At the poop deck.
I want to.
I don't think they're looking at the ocean.
I want to do some swabbing. Why the fuck? Well,
they're
okay,
always
so
worried
why
about
would you have
like
a boat
how many
then?
knots are we going and like what rope do you know how to tie from
You're right.
your
They want to
time
get
in
off of
Boy
the ocean.
Scouts? That's like kind of the whole goal of like having a boat is to stay out of the water.
I mean, like, you don't physically want to be in the water. Obviously, that's what the boat is for. But like, you want the boat to be in the water. So why don't you enjoy? You know,
Well, the
like,
boat
do a little
doesn't really do
fishing?
much on land. Yeah.
Why don't people bring rocks onto the boat that they can skip? Think about how fun that would be. I love skipping rocks.
You don't get really a good angle with the water though, and the waves. You know, you can't
yeah.
really skip on waves.
Well, so, you know, obviously it's not like a rough water activity. You got to find a little bit more like a mellow spot.
Anywhere out in the middle of a lake is not. There's no mellow spot in the middle of the lake.
Yeah, what? Yes, there is.
No, there's not, man.
Okay, so you
Where it's
think if
completely
you and,
still? No.
maybe not completely. So you and I have a yacht. First of all, in this
I don't
scenario,
wanna
we're in a
do
yacht
this.
club. No, I know, hypothetically, but you say a lake. So you and I, being from Cleveland, we take our yacht out on Lake Erie. That shit's not happening.
The New Brunswick Yacht Club.
The New Brunswick Yacht Club has to be the worst place of all time.
It's just awful, man.
It's got to be like, you really don't want to be there.
Yeah.
That's just like guys, we're retired and we don't have anything better to do.
And we
and I
pay
maxed out my
$500
401k, so I got a boat.
a month to go to a yacht club.
Right. Our one friend, Randy, he's here too. He has a kayak, but like it's really nice, so we let him come with us.
Our awesome friends, Randy, Kyle, John, and Michael.
Wow, that sounds like an exciting bunch.
Randy's low-key sick in the head. Like, he rocks out and shit. He listens to Metallica, so like, you know,
And that's probably like the most metal thing he's ever done.
he gets down. Hey everyone, welcome back to the show.
That's what I was waiting for.
We're in a new place, and that's exciting.
Both of us are in a new place.
I mean, I'm in an old, familiar place.
I have slept in the place that you're in right now.
That's true.
I don't remember the walls being that aggressively blue.
I think it's just the camera. They're not really. I mean, they are aggressive. I won't lie.
I feel like I just remember like when we had a sleepover down there, it was just obviously darker, and I don't think we had all the lights on. So I always remember them being sort of like navy color, but obviously that is wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, my mom was just telling me she wants to paint the walls of the basement again, which is crazy because she's already painted them twice. I think at this point she just likes painting.
Painting is fun, but maybe tell her to like paint like a yacht or something on a lake, or like a flower.
She does want a lighter color.
That's fair.
Because it's
just very. It
it's
looks
a lot
so
of blue.
vibrant.
I know.
And I love blue. That's my favorite color.
My
And that
parents'
is a lot.
basement has always been this like weird void zone where stuff only like half exists. Like it's a superposition of particles.
That's pretty cool.
So there's just a bunch of random stuff. Like behind me, the big the big cabinet is just like a bunch of like, it's like a VCR and like a record player and a VHS player, a big entertainment console that's hooked up to nothing, by the way. It's just sitting in the corner for some reason.
Well, it looks cool.
And there's a chair that we've had for like 15 years. And there's a bar.
Is it that big upholstered one with the flowers on it?
Yeah, and it's the ugliest chair
The
I've ever
bar
seen
down
in my
there?
fucking life.
I was thinking that. I wasn't saying it, but I'm glad that you said it out loud.
It is
because now I
ugly.
can agree with you.
It looks like my grandma's underwear, dude.
Okay. The bar down there, though, is fucking awesome.
I sleep down here, and this is my life for the time being.
Hey, and that's okay, because that's just how it is right now.
But you're sporting that good.
Well, I don't
You're
really know
surrounded
that I
by
would
the
say...
3 W's. Women, weed, and weather out there
Women, weed, and
in beautiful
weather.
LA.
You know, I've never thought about that one. Yeah,
That's what they
you're-
go
you're
there
right.
for.
I am surrounded. That's not why I'm here. But yeah. Here, ready? Room tour.
Okay. Wow, that was awesome.
That's it. I just have my desk is set up, which obviously I am at right now.
Wow.
And then my bed. I know. Well, it's just, I feel like this backdrop is just so funny because it just, my room is so fucking empty.
This is what the average college student room looks like. I wouldn't.
No, I know, but like my whole, I was joking with one of my friends. I was like, dude, my room is so like peak male experience right now. Because when I first moved here, it was just.
That's not true.
day
You don't
that we
have a
got
mini
here-
fridge yet.
I
And you
don't,
got to
that's
stock
true.
it
And
full
I-
with Monster.
I won't also. I won't do that. But I was talking, I was like, you know, now that I'm like a graduate student and I've like elevated like a little bit of my quality of life, you could tell because I have a bed frame now. I'm moving up in the world. I made a joke about it while we were at IKEA, and I will tell you in a minute, but my mom really did not like said joke. But when I first moved here, the mattress was the only thing that I had. I've been here for like 4 days now. And so my brother and I just slept together, like on the floor on this full mattress. And I was like, dude, this actually sucks so bad.
Yeah.
But that's, you know, the life of a newly moved in place. And now I have like a couch and, you know, I have a fully functioning bed and there's like a mirror over there and whatever. The apartment's really nice. I love it a lot. But I have a balcony, which is fucking crazy. And my uncle got me a plant to go out there. So I'm like pretty much living the high life.
Damn. And you can fucking bend a bitch over.
Definitely. Yeah. For sure.
Give
Like,
everyone
right
a
over the
show.
balcony.
Hell yeah.
You know
man.
me. That's what I'm going to be doing. I get
You're gonna be doing a lot
crazy
of that.
play. I'm going to be enjoying the 3 W's, all of which are things that I like. Because if you think about it, they're not. Although I will say the weather is not nearly as hot as I thought it was going to be.
No,
I mean,
it's
I'm wearing a
beautiful.
sweatshirt
This is
right now.
why people love it, man.
I would love for it to be like a little bit cooler, but for it being the summer, it's like really nice.
Shut the fuck up, man. This is ridiculous.
You could move out here if you wanted to. Like I don't know what you want. From me.
I don't want to get cancer in my late 40s, so I'm gonna stay far away.
I sort of always planned on dying before like 56, so
You
I think I'm
you
good.
can't die before 59 and a half. You have to take out of the Roth at least once.
oh fuck, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, I do have to wait. Actually, you're right. I got a lot of money in there too.
It's just sad, man. Like we can't.
like sure, it doesn't gain anything because the economy sucks ass. But
Otherwise, the bank. First off, that's not true. But second, the bank just holds on to it. You don't want their grubby little hands over your fucking dollary dues.
well, but I have a will written, and I have my assets allocated in the will, so someone will get it. Well,
It is crazy you
wait,
have a
actually,
will.
they might be dead too.
You'd
You know, I
really
didn't
think about
that
You
one.
should have thought
I
about that
didn't think about
before
that
you
one.
wrote the will.
Well, my mom was like on my ass while I was at Ohio State. She was like, "You can just get like student legal services to write you a will for free." And I was like, "Really?" And then I looked into it, and they do.
Yeah.
So I did, and she was like, "Well, God forbid something would ever happen to you. You should have a will written." And I was like, "I'm not gonna die."
My
she
high
was like,
school
"Well, you
does the
never
same
know."
thing. They call me every year and ask me if I want like a will written.
That's so interesting.
And I'm like, you are a high schooler. I don't
No, I don't want you to write my will.
It's just not necessary at the moment.
No. I mean, I hope not.
But look,
It's actually
it's Big Pants Tuesday, okay? We both had sort of a disaster moving, which something always happens when you move.
I feel like yours is worse.
Why you're always coming in here ranking pain for some reason? We're going back to Mark Zuckerberg. The women are hot. We get it, dude. We know.
Okay.
Who cares, man? Chelsea's not on the market
right
now. She's an awesome boyfriend, Michael, who belongs to the New Brunswick Yacht Club.
New Brunswick Yacht Club.
You can't do anything about it, all right?
Right.
So just get
Fuck
back
off,
to writing
okay?
code. It's fine. You can be a nerd. No one gives a shit, dude.
Go back to doing your job.
So you in the comments rank who has the worst moving out story.
Okay.
You can go first if you want.
Oh, well, now I have to go first. Okay, whatever. So my family, my lovely mother, who I love dearly, and probably more than ever now because we're not physically together anymore, which has helped, the relationship a little bit. She decided that if I was going to move to California, that we were going to road trip. So my brother and my mom and I drove from Cleveland, Ohio to Los Angeles, California over a period of 5 days, which was actually a lot of fun. I guess I shouldn't say it was not bad. We stopped in Vegas, and we saw the Strip, and I saw some of the most interesting people I've ever seen in my entire life. So that was cool.
Yeah.
We went to Zion National Park, and Oliver and I got to do some rock climbing, and that was fucking rad as hell. It was awesome. But our second, so I guess I already mentioned my first stop where I met Gavin and Gavin. We stopped in St. Louis, and that was cool. I mean, it's a fine city. I saw the Arch. I was like, wow, cool architecture and whatever. My mom asked me a billion questions that I don't know the answer to. And then we moved on. But we stop in Oklahoma City, and we stay in this little area of Oklahoma City called Bricktown, and it was super cute. We went to, you'll never guess why it's called that.
Higher national rate of people who are bricked up at any given time.
You're not super far off.
I know I'm far off.
You are. But it's just a big town made of mostly bricks.
It is funny, all old towns are this is sunflower land.
Right. We have a lot of sunflowers.
There's a
here.
big field with sunflowers in it.
Yeah.
And that's why it's named that.
And it's that's cute.
Bridgeville.
Hooray. We've got 20. They should rename Pittsburgh to Bridgeville, dude. That place is hella
It's like every blue collar business in the area. It's always is your roofing company next to a river? Congrats. Your name is Red River Roofing or something.
I love that video. There's the guy who just gives small businesses names. And anyway, so we stayed in Bricktown. And
you were bricked
Bricktown
up.
was really nice. And I was bricked up, and we went to...
Oh, it was very nice.
It was very nice. I mean, I was bricked up the whole time. And we went to
which
this
is dangerous.
brewery.
You had to go see a doctor. He was worried.
He was like, dude, you've been bricked up for 24 hours now. And I was like, sir, I'm just in Bricktown. This is just how it goes.
He's like, I'm bricked up too, but I've lived here my whole life. I'm used to it.
He was like, we actually see this a lot, especially with visitors. I'm just going to give you this pill. It'll redirect some of the blood flow to your brain. So you'll be a little bit bricked down instead of bricked up. Is that going to be okay? And I was like, yeah, I don't have any sort of appointments that I need to get to that would involve me being bricked up. So I think I should be good.
It also helps hair growth, but that was just a bonus on the side.
Right, it does. And not on your head, obviously, but yeah, just in general. I've had to shave 8 times today only, actually, which has been fun. So, we go to this brewery. I have potentially the best Moscow Mule I've ever had in my entire life, followed by the greatest hamburger I've ever had in my entire life. And then I go to the hotel where I sleep on the most uncomfortable bed I've ever slept on in my entire life with my brother, who kicks me in the leg the whole time. And keep in mind, my mom, again, love her dearly. I had a lot of expensive things in my car, such as the computer that I am recording this video on right now. So I brought my computer in with us every night because my mom was like, Henry, the car's going to get broken into. And I was like, Mom, no, it's not. You're being super, like, overprotective for no reason. And I think the universe wanted to teach your boy a little bit of a lesson here because my mom's like, all right, I'm going to go. It's the next morning. I wake up from my uncomfortable ass bed with my uncomfortable ass brother. And I'm like, all right.
First thing is you got to call the Guinness Book of World Records, tell them about this awful bed because they need to know about
this awful bed and be like, guys, you're not going to believe this. Get over here to the Bricktown Hilton right now. They've got an awful bed. You should try it. I think it might be made of bricks, actually, which would make sense. And so, my mom's like, all right, I'm going to go check out the car. And she's gone for like 10 minutes. And I'm like, all right, well, that's interesting. Like, going to like check out from the hotel and like put your bag in the car probably shouldn't take that long. And then I get a little bring. I get a little phone call. I'm like, hey, Mom, what's up? She's like, you're not going to believe this. And I'm like, oh, I'm sure I am. She's like, someone broke into the car. And I was like,
of course, man.
And the worst part was, so at my hotel, 7 cars were broken into. And they just like shattered not at my hotel only. There was a hotel down the street that had 11 cars get broken into, and there was a parking garage like down the block that had 17 cars get broken into.
Whoa.
So 35 cars, like in the span of like 2 blocks, got broken into.
That might be a world record too.
Yeah, we'll have to get Guinness down. Well, see, but unfortunately, no one was there to like sort of own up to the record. So
it doesn't matter.
Someone, get that one.
It can be anonymous. I don't know. It still happened.
I guess that's true. Well, hopefully they come forward and they're like, guys, that was me, and then I can get my insurance money back. So that was really fun. Glass shattered all over the front seat of my car. It ripped like some of the leather and all that fun stuff. I also got a cut on my hand.
That's fun.
So that was fun. But we called someone. They were able to like come and they had the window that I needed in stock, and they came and installed it like same day. So we were trying to.
You
leave
don't
at, like,
gotta
8
tell
a.m.
us the insurance stories, man. We don't need to hear that.
I did. That was it. It was just we got that car fixed, and then we ended up just leaving like way later than we wanted to. But keep in mind, I had probably like $5,000 worth of stuff in the back of my car, and they didn't fucking take anything.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Which I'm very thankful for.
They just wanted to break the windows, which is very funny. Are you stupid?
Like, it was just a massive inconvenience. Like, it just essentially just took like $300 out of my pocket and 6 hours out of my day. Like, and that's what happened. And it made my mom irate, which was just way more enjoyable for the trip.
Yeah.
Because I was like, well, nothing got stolen, so like that's good. And she was like, ah! So, that was really fun.
It's the perfect crime if it's like, all the cars' windows that they break is like, it's all like billionaire CEOs and stuff like that.
To give them credit, they did break the window. And I guess the reason I assume that they didn't like check anything in the back of the car is that they just like shattered the window and then they like rifled through the glove box and kept going so that they didn't actually have to open the door. And then they didn't set off any of the car alarms, which is why they didn't get caught.
How do you break 33 windows and not set off a single car alarm?
I'm pretty sure most car alarms only activate if the vehicle is unlocked from the inside while it's locked. So shattering the window doesn't actually set off any sort of alarm.
That's crazy. Surely this can't be true. Shattering a window should be cause for a car alarm, I feel like.
I looked it up at least for my car, and that is how it works.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I
know there are cars where like if a window is open and you like try and step through the window, the car alarm goes off. But if the window shatters,
my car's not that nice. I guess it's not really open.
That's ridiculous.
I know that that's how it works on my car because they didn't break into every car in the parking lot, and I'm guessing that it has something to do with that. Like there are some cars that obviously if you shatter the window, like that is enough to set off the alarm. But most cars, especially like older cars, the way that they do it is like if the car is unlocked from the inside while the car is locked, that sets off the alarm.
I don't understand there's no motive here.
I think they just rifled through the glove box for cash. The person next to me said that they lost $20.
But all
Which
the
I just
shit
thought was
in the
funny.
rest of your car was not. It wasn't good enough to take,
Nope.
I guess. And who carries
It was-
cash on them anymore in the big 25? And leaves it in their
Who knows,
glove
man?
box.
Not me. That's why I didn't get anything stolen.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna leave this $20 bill in my glove box.
I was so worried too
Because it'll
I
be
rifled
safe
through like
there.
all of my insurance and stuff, and I was like, dude, please do not take the registration for my car is in my glove box.
Yeah. They like rip out the pages of like the user's manual. No, how am I gonna know what the brake light means?
Dude, I never knew what that meant. Fuck, I'm never gonna find out.
I had no idea.
Like, anyway,
But I don't know. It's like
yeah. So that was pretty fun. That was the highlight of my trip.
it's just a funny crime.
Yeah, I know. Well, trust me, I got out there and I was like kind of laughing, and my mom was like, "What the hell about this is funny?" And I was like, "They didn't fucking take anything. That's just like kind of."
It's like going to a
humorous
jewelry
me."
store, throwing a rock through a window, and then leaving.
and then leaving.
What is the? I don't
That's what I'm
understand.
saying. Like, it's just. I think the person who did this is just like a. They're just like a.
Surely there
a
were
D-tier
security
villain.
cameras. No,
Nope.
that can't be true, man.
I swear.
That's crazy, man. Not
The
even at
hotel
like a
staff
gas
was
station across the street or something.
Remarkably unhelpful. Like, remarkably.
Well, they can't
They were
do
like, yeah,
shit, man.
Well, so I guess the only
Like
thing that my mom
imagine,
argued
imagine
about.
you get in the morning. You have like morning shift at like the front desk of the hotel, and you have like 8
Right.
people who are like, I would like money right now.
I will say there was
and
one
you're
guy
just
who
like,
just like
I just work here. I don't know. Like, what are they supposed to do?
There was one dude who did just like flip his shit on the manager, and he was like, "I demand a refund right now," and he just gave it to him.
I mean, yeah,
And I was like, "Hey, you know what? I guess that works."
it's easy to shut people up, but like also, you know, it's not really their fault.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not.
They couldn't have defended against this this crazed man.
Well, the one thing that I guess I didn't think about that my mom brought up was that we had to like pay for our parking spots.
Oh,
Like we had to pay the hotel for our parking.
but I'm sure
So that we could
somewhere
be
in that,
like a fenced-in lot.
somewhere in the middle of the end user license agreement, you signed all
Yeah,
your
it's like, we're
rights
not
away. So
I'm sure. Yeah,
but it does still suck for sure.
it's just how the cookie crumbles. It didn't end up being like way too expensive, so it was fine. It was just like a really massive inconvenience for no reason.
And then so
It was like a Heinz Doofenshmirtz level of crime.
I also had car troubles. So I go to
Yeah,
move out
please.
on Wednesday, and I get my car, I bring it in front of my door, I pack basically half of my belongings into my car, and I go, okay, this is all good, and then I drive to the gas station because I got to fill up before I get on the highway, and on my way to the gas station, I'm driving, at basically all at the same time, the ABS light comes on, which I've never seen happen in my entire life. The traction light comes on, which I also have never seen turn on at any point in my life, despite the fact that I live in upstate New York where the snow is miserable and I've slipped several times and almost caused several accidents.
Right.
and then all-wheel drive disengages, which I've also never seen. I didn't know that could happen. Apparently it can just disengage.
Typically, it doesn't.
I don't even know what that means. What happens when it disengages? Does it go to rear wheel, or front wheel drive? I don't know.
It depends on your car. Probably front wheel, if I had to guess.
That's crazy that can just happen. That they can just change it like that. So all that
Yeah.
happens at the same time, and then I am like, my foot is on the accelerator, and my car slows down with my foot still on the accelerator, and I'm like, oh no. So I try which is probably the dumbest thing I could have done. I tried to hit the accelerator more to make it go.
No, that makes sense.
And it doesn't go faster than like
Your
12
engine was
miles an
probably
hour.
about to explode.
I don't like hearing that. I don't like hearing that at all.
Well, you're fine now.
I don't
You
say it
obviously
like that.
lived.
So it sucks. I have to like get the car towed because I'm like I can't drive it, and we take it in, the tow guy, like gives me a fucking ride to the place. It's like 2 miles down the road, which sucks because like I could just drive there. I can walk there.
Well,
and I have to pay $100 to get it towed. And then we get there, and the guy is like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "So much." And
sir, everything.
and then I tell him my whole story, and he's like, "Okay, well, it doesn't really matter because we won't be able to look at it for probably at least a week." And then he like shoos me away because he has more important things to do, I suppose, at the Ford dealership.
That's helpful, I guess.
And then a day, so my stepdad has to come up. He drives. He's in the middle of a golf game, and he leaves to come to upstate New York to pack up all my things and get me home.
That's pretty goated of him.
It is pretty. He was my hero of the day for sure. And then I get a call the next day. Apparently, the we can't look at it for at least a week was a complete lie because he calls me the next day and says, "Hey, we looked at it and found the problem."
Hey, man, yeah, we won't be able to get to it for at least another, I don't know, 38 minutes. So you should probably just leave.
And
probably just head out of here.
He tells me, he uses a bunch of words that I don't know and I can't repeat because I don't know them.
That's okay.
There might have been a slur in there. I genuinely don't know. He could have called my car a clanker. I wouldn't have noticed.
Right.
But it's something about like the sensors got all fucked up. And basically the reason I couldn't use the accelerator was I was like driving on the brakes because like some shit snapped, some part snapped, and I was driving on the brakes. That's the phrase that I remember. He told me.
Okay.
Which is, I think, bad. I'm pretty sure. I'm not really a car guy,
for sure.
But
Definitely.
You generally want to be driving like on the gas and like on the road, I suppose.
Right. Yeah.
Not really on the brakes.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be doing that.
And the repairs were just more than the car cost itself. So
yeah, kind of a loss. You got to cut your losses.
And we were like, we don't even know if the car is gonna. If we go through with the fixes, we don't even know if it's gonna last through the winter at this point.
Right.
So we have to drive back up to Rochester to junk it. Still, it's still sitting there.
Oh, that sucks ass.
Which sucks. But we get a new car, or I'm getting a new car in a couple days, which is cool.
Woo!
So I go from. I mean,
you got to make the best of a bad situation.
You know what is funny? I've said previously that my dream car is just a slightly newer Ford Escape.
And someone's about to achieve their dream.
And I'm graduating from a gray 2014 Ford Escape to a red 2019 Ford Escape, which is pretty cool. I lose the moonroof, actually, but like everything else is the same.
Ooh, that's tough.
I don't really give a shit about the moonroof.
Here's the thing. Does it have CarPlay?
I think it does.
Oh, dude.
I could be wrong. I don't really remember. It doesn't.
I
always
CarPlay
plug it
in
into
my
the
car by
aux
like
anyway.
1 year.
It's not really a deal breaker for me.
No, I know, but like it's just so convenient.
It doesn't matter if you text me while I'm in the car. I just won't respond. I don't give a shit.
Oh, me either. I mean, from like a mapping perspective, like I have to like look over at my phone. Like if it was just displayed on the infotainment of my car, it would be so much easier.
Oh no, I like using my phone.
Somewhere. Really?
Because I have it clipped in like right next to the steering wheel, so it's in my periphery all the time.
I just got one of those recently, and it's definitely a game changer. But yeah, I didn't have one for a really long time.
But anyway, my car almost exploded, I think, which is cool.
It sounds like it almost exploded.
Now that you'd say it kind of, I was like, that's how I jokingly described it. But maybe it did almost explode, which would have been kind of dope, to be honest.
Not. Unless it was like a really big like engine failure, I'm sure it wouldn't have exploded.
No, it was there was no shit wrong with the engine, I don't think.
That sucks, because that's like the most, or I guess not that sucks, but like, you know, if that's kaput, then at least you know that you're like, you know, like I have to get a new car. There's nothing I can do.
But the guys were like,
engine is like typically the most expensive thing you can do.
They were like, even if we like get all the new parts and like install it correctly and we test it, it still might not work because like the wiring might be fucked like internally. So there was a chance that they would have to do more stuff after that, and it would cost more.
Yeah,
and he had no estimate for what the labor cost would be. He just had no idea. Genuinely.
There's nothing he could do about it. He was
Yeah.
like, "Nah, I'm unsure."
So, but that was
That's
my.
pretty cool.
I was talking to the guy in the tow truck when I was riding with him. I was like, dude, something always happens when you're moving, man. It can never be like a clean, just
Nope.
straightforward, carefree.
I wonder if that's ever happened to anyone. Probably not.
No, I don't think so. Some shit's always gotta happen, man. Whatever.
It's like a big move too. It would be different if it was like if I was moving from like Cleveland to, New Brunswick. Like that wouldn't be too bad. But when you're moving,
I make that drive every
especially
day.
across states.
Get over to the
right.
yacht club.
Well, I got it. Yeah, you gotta be there. Like that's no big deal. But especially moving from state to state, some shit's always gotta go wrong.
It really does test
Excuse me.
your Zen abilities.
Your Zen abilities.
You gotta stay Zen and level headed. You gotta low key when the challenges come at you. You just gotta bob and weave. You let them attack you because it's like
You gotta duck and
I'm on some like
cover or
coexist
whatever.
shit.
Yeah.
You gotta move over and it's like the sensei in Ninjago, and he's like
Sensei Wu,
and he's
played by Jackie Chan in the Ninjago movie.
Is he played by Jackie Chan? I didn't know that.
Yeah, not in the show, but
Wait, what do you mean then?
in the movie when they did like the big like blockbuster Lego Ninjago movie.
So what happened to the voice actor from the show then?
I don't know.
They just subbed in Jackie Chan for the movie?
They subbed in Jackie Chan for the blockbuster movie.
But then there's more Ninjago after the movie.
Yeah, I don't even think that the movie is like relevant.
So does the OG guy come back?
I think the movie is supposed to be separate from like the show.
I see. It's like some Zelda timeline shit.
Yes.
Where it's like low-key Skyward Sword started it all, but like A Link to the Past is sort of its own thing.
That timeline will never fully make sense to me.
It makes sense because when the moon crashes, it's bad. And there's time travel.
Right. So
and
I get that part.
The hourglass and the phantoms, you're aware of that stuff? Like,
yes.
And Link is like...
It just kind of feels like he's the link to the past.
He has a sword.
And he's also a link between worlds
stuff
as well.
And he's also a link to...
the sponsor of today's video. NordVPN.
I would love to be...
He's also a link in the description that you should check out for a 15% discount off of a yearly plan of NordVPN.
I like that.
Who we are not sponsored by.
Dude, I saw the Google Maps car the other day.
Oh, really?
Which
Dude,
I've never seen before.
That's rare.
I was gonna go run out at it to go get on Google Maps,
Right.
but I missed it.
Damn.
It was on its way out, unfortunately.
Because you have to run alongside it for as long as you can, because you're going to be in so many screenshots.
I was like, dude, I was this close to being in a Rainbolt 2 video.
Oh. Then Rainbolt knows where you live, though.
Well, no, he doesn't.
I guess he could probably
out.
already figure it out. Oh, true. Yeah.
So, because it was back in Rochester.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Which is an awesome place that I'm sure many people look at on Google Maps because of all of its amazing views and cool scenery.
I feel like that's why it would be super easy. Like, Rainbolt would be like, oh, this is Rochester. Like, he'd bink that shit immediately.
He knows the zip code, yeah.
This place is gray and sad. Click, Rochester.
Somewhere in the Rust Belt there, yeah. It has the same like metallic gray tint to it.
Yeah. It's like the Mexico filter in movies, but a little bit different.
The Mexico filter.
You know about the Mexico filter. Come on.
I know about the Saudi Arabian filter.
That one's a little bit different, yeah. It's a little bit more like yellow, whereas like the Mexico filter is a little bit more orange.
And they hit you with like the dancing snakes in those pots with the flute guy and stuff.
Yeah, and there's like Indian music playing in the background, regardless of where in the Middle East it is, even though technically speaking, India is not in the Middle East.
No, India's in Asia, man.
Yeah. I'm just, they like to keep it racially ambiguous, I guess.
Okay.
They don't. It's a
That
very
guy's on
interesting
his
film
Zen
trope.
shit, man. The guy who's playing the flute for the snake.
I would love to watch a snake charmer. I think that would be so cool.
I wouldn't.
Oh, okay. I still would. I'm standing my ground.
It's just because, like, it's just what's gonna happen? I kind of know the whole script already.
Well, but the snake he does a little dance, He's kind of like hitting one of these.
I also sometimes I don't believe that those are like. I think the snake is like a robot sometimes.
It might be. I have no idea.
I think
That
they've
could-
had
that
snake
could be
robots
true.
for a long time.
Longer than they've had bird robots, you think?
Probably like around the same time they figured that shit out.
Okay.
Around the time of the first Indiana Jones movie, I guess.
And that was like what, like 80 years ago, probably?
Yeah, that was like 800 years ago, something like that.
It's crazy that in our lifetime that might be true. That Indiana Jones came out 80 years ago.
Oh, like
It'll be true in your
eventually it
lifetime.
will be true.
Yeah, eventually that will be true for me to say. Well, maybe not for me because I'm going to die from the LA smog, but you'll be able to say it.
You're not going to die from the LA smog. You're going to die from the cancer cells that the LA smog turns evil.
My cells love each other, so
That's
I don't
kind of
think
the
that's gonna
issue
happen.
with cancer is that the cells love each other too much, right?
oh.
Because
Well, actually, I'm allergic to everything, so maybe
they
I'll
make
be fine.
love and then they spread the cancer,
Yeah, I guess that is true.
and all the cells become white, which you don't want. You want cultural diversity
don't.
amongst the
You do
cells.
want- Yes.
You got to get the Harvard has its quota. It can't admit too many of them.
Right. I wouldn't want my body to turn into Harvard
No, that'd be bad.
because then I would have to create an app ranking all the women in my life.
But it might be fun.
I'm good.
You could rank all of them. And maybe you'd learn something
could,
about the
yeah.
women along the way.
Um,
Like you would learn
maybe I
that
would.
Chelsea is hotter than Sarah. And that's valuable.
Right, and-
you know?
And what would that information provide me?
It's something you could put on your resume. You'd say, hey, look at this
I
project
could put on my
made.
resume bullet point. Chelsea is hotter than Sarah.
No, you could
They're
be
gonna
like,
be,
I
"Who are
made
these
this
people?"
awesome app that you can use.
They might like that. Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, I think so. All right, do you want to do the fish of the week?
Yeah, I'd love to.
You could say no. You don't have to do it.
What? Yeah, I do. It's a weekly segment.
Well, it's just of the week.
Yeah, the fish of the week.
There could be
This
some
week?
weeks where there aren't fish.
I guess that's true. Yeah, anyway, so I'm going to do the fish of the week.
Okay.
Guys, welcome back to Henry's Fish of the Week. The fish of this week, you guys are going to love this one. Jackson, this one's specifically for you.
I mean, they're all
Even though
for
it's
me.
for you,
You're
all
always
for you.
talking to me. That's-
Well, sometimes the fish of the week is for me, okay? But this time it's for you.
Okay.
This week's fish of the week is the tasseled wabagong shark. Can you repeat that back to me, please?
I can't. I don't
thought
want
you
that
might like
audio
that.
clip out there.
The tasseled wabagong shark. It is a flat-bodied shark found in Australian waters that has tassels around its mouth, which is why it's called the tasseled wabagong shark.
Thank you for showing us visually, because I was.
You're
yeah.
welcome. Well, I mean, the audio listeners will obviously have a tough time discerning what it might look like, but visual watchers, they're going to know exactly.
Imagine
what it looks
those jackets that they wear at Burning Man with the tassels, but it's on your mouth.
But it's like around your mouth. Yeah. Anyway, so they use that camouflage to blend into the ground like a pile of seaweed. And then like fish will like come and like swim in front of it, and crabs will like come and, like walk around it and whatever, and it just looks like seaweed. And then after hours of waiting, it pounces and attacks and then opens its giant mouth and eats them.
Oh my!
Right, pretty dramatic, right? And let's see, where is this? The word wabagong comes from Aboriginal Australian, and it means shaggy beard. So it's essentially called the tasseled shaggy beard shark.
Do we know what sort of on the diagram of like the water is really dark down here and this is where the surface of the water is? Where on that diagram does this fish inhabit?
He's at the bottom for sure.
Way at the bottom. But like, are we talking like
Not
Mariana
like
Trench?
The Mariana Trench. Yeah, no. Well, it lives in like shallower waters in Australia, but like it doesn't really do a lot of
Is it a
swimming.
coral
does a lot
reef
of, like-
situation?
Yeah.
That's kind of fire.
Yeah, they use their camo to blend in. They're like, "Oh guys, look at me, I'm seaweed. Come and eat me." And then instead, it flips the script and goes, "Never mind, I'm gonna eat you." Ank.
Oh, dude, I've been meaning to ask you, what happened to your fish when you moved out? Where
They all
are
died.
they? They all died?
No. They're at my house in Cleveland. My brother is now taking care of them and has adopted them because we were like, they'll definitely survive the drive to from Columbus to Cleveland. My mom was like, "Do you think they'll survive the way to California?" And I was like, "I
No
sure don't."
shot. Absolutely
So,
not. Yeah, no, they definitely wouldn't have made the drive.
no, they would have been boiled alive in Las Vegas. It was 107 degrees when I got there.
It's also the imagery of carrying a ginormous fish tank in the back of your trunk. Can you imagine the people break in and they steal your fish?
I would kill myself.
They steal Gary or whatever the fuck their names were.
Gary.
I don't fucking know what you name a fish, man. You name them anything.
One of my snails' name is Gary. They're Gary and Whiplash.
You a snail?
Yeah, I have two.
Is a snail a fish? Are there snail fish?
I don't think so. I feel like I think snails are mollusks.
That's a fish. That's a fish
Okay.
word. I hate to break it to you. Well,
Shit
I'm
hurts.
glad that they're doing well though.
Thank you.
I'm glad they didn't make it to the farm just yet.
Yeah, no, I think they're presumably they're still alive. My mom called me this morning and she wasn't like, "Henry, I have some bad news." So I think they're fine.
Yeah, as long as you don't get the call.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I'll do my poem.
Welcome back to Jackson's Pretty Poem. Ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba-ba.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
This one's kind of a long one. So you
That's
better
okay.
fucking go make some popcorn. I'll wait. Like this one is weird. I don't really know what it is, to be totally honest with you. I just sort of
All right, guys, I just walked off screen.
this was just sort of freestyled in the moment. I don't know if it's really about anything in particular. It's just there's no structure.
That's okay.
It's all this is the 2016 XXL freshman cipher with Kodak Black, Denzel Curry, 21 Savage, and Lil Uzi Vert. That's what you're about to hear right now. I guess is like the closest thing that I could compare it to.
Amen, dude. That sounds great.
Sort of one of the man events that have happened in the world. You know, like a canon. Sort of. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm just stalling because I don't want to read the poem.
You don't have to if you don't want to.
I'm gonna read the poem. It's Jackson's
Okay.
pretty poem.
Yeah.
The people need a pretty poem to get them through the day. To
I
connect
need a
us
pretty
to the
poem
world.
to get me through the day.
And this one's very pretty. This one is called Granny's Homemade Apple Fritters. I don't know why I'm laughing. It's not funny. It's actually kind of serious. I guess I'm just nervous because of that. But I also don't know what it
okay.
means, so I don't know why I'm nervous. Okay, this one's called Granny's Homemade Apple Fritters. Last week you left me there and I had to run all the way back. Between the branches and the rocks, I almost fell through the cracks. You will never forgive yourself. Old candy wrappers gather in swarms. A small town that we could have built together, but you didn't know how. You wipe the sweat from your brow. I think I know the answer. Every memory left undeveloped is blank soil in a planter. 5 cracks in the seam of a delirious dream. The lifeguard stands watch until the alarm goes off. Red tennis courts under trees. You were never really there, but always had known. Your stop was up next, you just never got off. He begged you to stay and you scoffed. It could taste the salt in the air, like you told it you were scared. Trapped beneath undergrowth, inescapable. A warm beer makes the tapes unplayable. Snap out of it. First things first, you never told me where you went. A strong silence was the first thing you spent. You tell me those words you never meant. You sold me your shoes you could have lent. Spiraling in slow motion, a blue taxi cab holds your suitcase filled with a labyrinth of socks. The wheels spin where they want. You no longer go where you are. The difference is the flesh from the bone ripped apart. I seize an aching heart from an empty shopping cart that was never ours from the start. A connection so tart and tan. Life spans the same half-molten can, liquid on the blacktop, like carpet in the clock shop. All things must go, all things must go, all things must go, as I have come to know. A slew of rabbits left to grow, when you haven't given out a clue, and there's nothing left to do. Apparently, there are crumbs still left to chew. Well, at least, according to you.
I really like that.
I'm not even really sure what it means, to be honest. It was just 2 a.m. I think that's what that was.
Did you happen to write it yesterday?
I think 3 days ago.
Oh, okay. So not after you and Sam and I were talking yesterday.
No.
Dude, that was that kind of hit me a little bit. I don't know why.
It was a bit of a journey. I don't know.
That was good.
I think there's something there, though. I don't know.
Yeah. Also, great rhyme scheme.
It wasn't really a scheme.
I know. I just like it. There were moments where like lines were longer and still rhymed,
sort of
and then you had like,
of it.
Yeah.
There's a thread where I feel like I'm hitting some clipse level writing, which is our transition into the music club section of the podcast, girl.
I think we have 2 things to talk about.
We do have 2 things to talk about. This is a big music. If you don't like music club, fuck you, man. This is a big day for music club enjoyers.
This is a big day for music club.
It's a big. Last time
there's a lot to enjoy.
Was it last time or the
like,
week before? I forget when we were talking about clips.
It was last time.
Was it last week?
We had. Oh, maybe it was the week before. I'm trying to think.
I don't remember. I just I edited the episode for this week and I don't remember. Whatever.
Hey, that's okay.
Either way, you listen to the Clipse album. You really like it, which is funny because it's grown on me a bit, but I still don't. I think I don't like it as much as you do, or as much as I think sort of the general public opinion is. But I still really like it. But you have, I imagine, many thoughts that you want to share.
Yeah, let's pull this shit up right now, dude. I think it's so fucking good. I haven't like gone and listened to an album like all the way through as much as I have this album in like a very long time.
It's so interesting, man. I just didn't. You didn't strike me as a kind of guy who would love gangsta rap. And 2 guys rapping about how they used to sell cocaine in the 80s and shit.
But I think that's not all that there is in this album.
I agree, but that's most of it.
It's definitely a lot of it, but they also like, it's just
I mean, we could just jump in the opening track where there are 2 Push's verses about his last conversation with his mom before she died.
The opening track is electric.
And then Malice's verse where it's his last conversation with his dad before he died. And they both kind of die at the same time. And it like brings them together in the way, which I understand from the interviews now is sort of like why they came back, because Malice got sort of this like, after they died, he was like, oh, I have to like do this. I have stuff to say still.
Yeah.
Which has kind of brought them to like this
I have to
reunion
reconnect to my
point,
brother.
which is really cool.
Yeah, it's
I'll
that
say
song is so fucking good.
It's one of my favorites on the album, but I just the John Legend chorus just doesn't do anything for me, man. I don't know what else to say.
I think that's maybe the difference between you and I on this album is that the John Legend feature and the parts where Pharrell has his lyrics, I feel like you really don't like.
I'm not a huge fan of.
And I don't mind. I don't love So Far Ahead. I like By the Grace of God, which you said you did not.
I don't like
which
that
I totally
one, yeah.
I get it, but I don't know. I don't like So Far Ahead nearly as much as I like Pharrell's lyrics, or I like Pharrell's voice on By the Grace of God.
Yeah.
I I just really the beginning of By the Grace of God is just really.
I think that one's such a weird closer to the album. Like the whole thing is sort of this like upbeat, like, we're back type shit. And they're really, I feel like all the other songs, they're really trying to say some crazy shit. And then the last one, they kind of just let all of that energy go a bit. That's not to say that I don't like it. I still think it's a great song. But it's just a step below everything else, I feel like.
Yeah.
And I think I told you over text, but the features on this album also just don't really do anything for me. Like Pharrell has never been like an impressive lyricist or singer to me. I don't know why. I think he's great at making the damn music.
Yeah, he's an excellent producer.
And I like his chorus on "All Right" by Kendrick Lamar, but that's like about it. That's as far as my Pharrell fandom goes, I suppose. But like, I don't super care about the Kendrick Lamar feature. I don't super care about the Nas feature, even though he's an awesome rapper. I don't care about what Pharrell's doing, really, for the most part. I think Tyler has one of the better features. One of the better verses in general on the album, which is also just cool to see because Tyler, if there is a number one Clipse fan, it is Tyler, the creator. So it's cool to see him on these beats, which is very fun.
I don't know. I actually, I think I like the features probably more than you do, obviously. But Kendrick's verse on fucking Chains and Whips, I think is good. I think
that beat
Tyler's
is
verse.
Phenomenal. It's so like
it's amazing.
It's like dark and warbly, and
it's the song just feels. I mean, not to be like it's filled with malice, but like it just feels like there's like an evil vibe to it, and I like it a lot.
I think more so than any album I've listened to recently. This album is so like dark and evil and weird.
Yes.
And
it's cool.
There's sort of
like
these
it a lot.
moments throughout that gives you like a glimpse of like, I think that's what the opener and the closer are sort of trying to do, is giving you this like glimmer of something else.
Yeah.
But the bars are so cold. It's so gritty. And I love that energy, which is something Clipse has always been good at doing. I guess what it comes down to is I just like their older work more, which is, it's always going to be compared to that. Especially because it's been like 15 years or whatever since they've done anything.
Yeah, which is, like a decent amount of time, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. And also, obviously, like, I haven't heard their older stuff. So for me, it's just like, this is new music from someone that I've never listened to before. So I just really, I just like the music as a baseline.
Yeah.
I don't really have anything to compare it to. I don't know. I listened through the whole album once, and then immediately afterward, I listened through the whole thing again because I was like, that was really good. Like, I just want to listen to it again. There are no songs. I think there are just no songs on it that if it came on, I'd be like,
there are no
like.
Skips,
I think after
a
while, I might be like, all right, well, like I've heard this a couple times. Like, I don't really want to listen to it right now. Like, skip. But I don't know. They're all just so good.
Yeah, I think, in general, I guess where the album sort of falls apart for me a little bit is like, I think Pusha T and Malice are like on the top of their game, which is impressive for two guys who are 50 years old. I think some of their best bars and best verses are on this album, and that can't be disputed at all. And they still have it in that way. The production really just doesn't do anything for me, to be honest. I think that some of the synth work is cool, but it's kind of like, I don't know. I've just heard some of this shit before. I like the one Saudi Arabian sample on "So Be It."
Yes,
I think that song is fire. But some of the more like synth heavy songs just don't really do anything for me. I think they're like kind of bland for the most part. I don't know.
I think they're very like Pharrell.
I don't have. It is very Pharrell.
Which I don't necessarily mind, which is why I think I really like it.
Pharrell's a legend, man. That's why he's a Lego movie for himself. You know what I mean? But like,
yeah. And you want to know what? Some of the fucking songs in that movie slap,
and they do, because it's Pharrell.
I don't know. I like his sort of like style of producing.
Yeah, he has his own sort of language for sure that has permeated the world in its own way. But I don't know. I don't feel particularly strongly about anything. There was no one track where I was like, everyone needs to listen to this song. I couldn't point to one where maybe Birds Don't Sing, but I think after a while the chorus just sort of is grating to me. But those two verses are like amazing. They're phenomenal.
Bars, dude.
I think
gets me so. Every time I listen to it, it makes me so emotional.
I think Malice is like one of the. He's sort of like the like Pusha T is doing a lot of the choruses. He's also opening a lot of the songs. So Malice's verses. So like Pusha's doing most of the work. Most of the runtime is for him. But Malice is the one that surprised me in terms of like his ability to just focus and like just get on some shit. He has some great rhyme schemes. He has a lot of shit to say, and it's always just interesting hearing his perspective on stuff, given his time like out of music and then coming back into it. But I don't know. I don't feel particularly strongly about anything, but I think it is an incredibly strong showing nonetheless. But I just don't feel as strongly about it as Mr. Needle
as
Drop,
a lot of other
people
do. Yeah, I think I would give it at least, and this is just me personally, which obviously I feel like I have less general knowledge about like hip hop and gangsta rap, like as a whole. So my take is obviously not as maybe educated as some other people.
Sure.
But I would give it like a 9. Maybe even like a 9.5. I fucking love this album.
I think I'm sitting at like an 8.3, probably. I think it's great.
Yeah.
I think it's worth everyone's time, for sure. But I don't feel particularly strongly about any one moment.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll be my album of the year or not. We got to check what else comes out.
Well, so this was a surprise. Tyler just drops on his Instagram like a couple days after this album comes out, and he's like, "New album Monday," and it's like, what? What are you talking about? You're still on tour for the album you put out last year.
Yeah.
And you're putting out another thing? What are you doing?
Do you want to know what fucking sucks?
The work ethic is crazy, man.
He did like a private showing of all the new songs in Los Angeles on July 20th, which was like 3 days before I got here.
Yeah.
And the venue was like, you just needed, it was like $5.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, that sucks so bad. I would have killed to see that.
The timing is bad for sure.
But, you know, I'm here now or whatever.
It's just so ballsy to put something out when your previous material hasn't even had the time to breathe. This is like what fucking Soulja Boy does, man. Or I guess Soulja Boy may not be the greatest example, but like there are rappers that just put out like maybe like NBA Youngboy, because he puts out like 4 mixtapes and 2 albums like every year. You know, in a genre that like moves so fast and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Music sort of in that ethos is just like you put it out and it exists now, and that's good. And there's not like, but Tyler takes very important care of his like artistic vision and stuff like that, which is interesting to see him get on Instagram and be like, there's no concept.
Hey,
it's
guys.
just bangers.
Yeah.
Which I would argue not having a concept like is a concept. I think there clearly is a concept here, but it's still obviously like just bangers. Which is very funny. So my opinion of Don't Tap the Glass is sort of opposite to everyone else. Like I didn't really like the clips, but I love the new Tyler, which other people
do people
seem to think is like good, but like it's like, you know, I
they're
think
not
it's
like, oh my god, this is great.
I think it might be better than Igor, but I also might be insane for that.
Interesting.
Because Igor is like, I don't know, it's a perfect, I think, contextual sort of concept vision story. Like the album
Right.
sort of tells this story. He's sort of trapped in this love triangle and sort of this like cyclical thing, and he's going through all this stuff, and it's bangers and earthquake and CeeLo Green and Playboi Carti are on the same song, and it works somehow, and that's crazy.
Right, which is odd because you would never think that would happen in a million years.
I certainly didn't. And it's also the album that like got me into rap as a whole, I think, back when it came out. Angelo showed it to me originally. But I think the new Tyler is just what I've been wanting him to make for so long, is to like, let's just ditch all of this like narrative bullshit. Not that it's like bad, because I think he does it in a great way, and I think it's awesome what he's been able to create with Igor and Flower Boy and all the stuff since then. But like, I just want you to sit down and make the banger and just have that. Just be that.
And he did.
And he nailed it, I think. I think over time, this might be my favorite Tyler. And there was a moment in time where I said, I genuinely don't think he'll ever do anything better than Igor. And I might be alone on that opinion, but
and here we are.
That's fine.
I don't know. I mean, I definitely, I know you and I talked about this, and you were like, Henry, this is album of the year. This shit slaps so hard. It's so good.
I didn't say that, but I was typing in all caps for sure.
You were typing. You actually did. You were like, this might be my album of the year, I think is what you posted on
It
your
is so far, I think.
Which so here's the thing. I like a little bit of like, just like narrative, I guess like cohesion in an album. Like I think it helps it tell a story a little bit better, which is why I think the first time I listened to Don't Tap the Glass, I was like, you know, like it's catchy and like the songs are like good.
Yeah.
But also like I was on a road trip with my family and just like listening to it in the car. And you know, I think that definitely took away from my listening experience the first time.
Sure.
So I went back and I listened to it again like later in the road trip. And I was like, all right, no, this is like definitely better. I'm like bobbing my head a little bit. Like these songs, like they got like some bounce to them.
They got like a lot of bounce, man.
And then I listened to them on my Bluetooth speaker yesterday after my family left, and I was like dancing in my kitchen, and I was like, dude, this shit slaps. It's so good.
There's so much bounce. It's so funky. It's so
all fun.
Like, it's all bit crushed and distorted, and like the mix like low-key sucks ass, but that's kind of the point.
But that's like kind of the charm of it, you know?
And I think it's like JPEG Mafia, man. And he's I don't know that I like on it. On his big fat fuck you penis energy, as
he's just
Angela
on his
would
big
say.
po shit, bro.
And I love he's doing all the weird voices, and none of it is like this,
I think
like,
it's fun.
I like that he kind of like threw away like the very like technical rap and like sort of there's some witty bars and stuff like that, but that's not really the focus at all. I do wish to give you to agree with you for a moment. I do wish there was one verse that was like semi-serious. I think the album could have done a lot with that, but that's like literally my only gripe. I just genuinely love it. I think it's like a 95 out of 100.
Yeah, no, I especially after going back to listen to it, as you know, I actually really, not that I didn't like it, but I was just like, like it's good, but I don't know that I'm going to like come back to these. And then I was like, you know what, I should go back to those. And then I did. And I was like, yeah, I'm glad I did that. That was a good decision. It's just so fun. There are so many like unique samples in it too. Like Ring 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 is super fun. Stop Playing With Me is awesome, where he samples like the, I not like that he actually samples a gun, I'm sure, but like the sound
maybe it is a
like,
sample. I don't know.
It might be real. I have no idea. But like, regardless, just like that, like trying to evoke that as like part of the song is just like so fun. I mean, and
Clipse
it
is
goes
in the
really
music
well
video
with it,
for that
too.
song.
Yeah,
which is kind of fun.
That's funny. I didn't know that.
But yeah,
I don't know. It's definitely
so
like
bouncy.
a very.
Oh my god.
It's so enjoyable, I guess, to listen to. And like if you go in with that mindset, because I think the first time I listened to it, I was like, all right, what's the deal here? Like, what are we trying to do? And I was like, oh, nothing. And I was like, well, you know, there doesn't need to fucking be a point to everything. And then I went back and I listened to it. I was like, this is fun as hell. Like, this is good.
Yeah, that's kind of what I like. Like, you know, Tyler put so much work, especially recently, like into sort of like a concept of the music. Like it can't, the music just can't be itself a thing. There's this weird dissonance of like him saying there are like no features and it's not a concept album, but then opening the album with rules that you have to follow to properly listen to it, and the fact that Pharrell and Busta Rhymes are on the first track.
Yeah, it's like, all right, well,
he's just fucking lying to us for no goddamn reason. I don't get it, but it's
because it's funny.
I mean, it is funny, I guess. I would just...
Come on, Tyler's a big fucking jokester.
Yeah, it's true. But this is kind of just what I've wanted from him. Like, his earlier work sort of dabbles in this in a way. Like Cherry Bomb, which I think he even admits is, like, just so dog shit and bad and awful in every way. I think Fantano gave it a 2 on the original review, which is really funny.
That's crazy.
Which I sort of agree with. But like he's sort of channeling this energy again, but in a much more complete, in a much more like there's this sort of this braggadocious, carefree, this like rawness to it, where in Cherry Bomb it was sort of like, you know, just throwing paint on the canvas and hoping to sell it at auction like Jackson Pollock or some shit. This feels much more curated, much more intentful, if that's a word that I just made up.
I think it's a word.
More curated, more purpose behind it, you know? Just like, fuck it, we ball. Which could honestly be the slogan for the whole thing. But
and you want to know what?
There's no song I don't love
ballin'.
off of it, man. There really isn't. I can't pick out like a slow moment or a moment that doesn't have like a ton of energy behind it. Even like the transition point, Momonem is like, it's this like weird Momonem. Like industrial. It's almost a JPEG Mafia beat in a weird way. And he goes off on the back of the track, man. It's crazy. I didn't know he had this in him. Or I guess I knew he had it in him, but I didn't know he had the balls to just do it.
He doesn't often whip it out. Yeah.
He reserves it for like, you know, one track off Chromacopia with Schoolboy Q, and then he puts it away forever for some reason.
Yeah. But now he's back. He was like, guys, you know what? Fuck it. Let's do it.
And now it's so ballsy to do it while you're already on tour for music that you've
other album.
Like, that's crazy. I don't know if that's ever happened before. I'm sure it has, but like,
probably
on the scale that
it's never been
happened.
This good.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
I would
man.
assume
it's crazy.
Yeah, I've really been enjoying it, honestly.
I've been enjoying it, man. What would you give it?
Which I'm glad that you told me that you were like. I was like, if this is Jackson's album of the year, like, there's got to be something here that I'm missing. Like, I'm either looking at it at the wrong angle or like, I'm missing something. It is really short, I will say.
I like that. It's snappy.
I guess,
you get in, you get out.
I guess I wish it was longer and that there was more, but like, what is there is just so good.
Yeah. It's just, you made a good fucking breakfast and you ate the breakfast. Now you get to start your day.
Yeah.
And you get to go do other stuff. And it's not To Pimp a Butterfly where you have to sit through 12 minutes of Mortal Man.
Yeah, but that sounds good.
Which is special in its own way, and that's like a perfect
It's
song.
good for a different reason, though.
Yeah.
I think I would give it... I know, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think if I want to break the threshold.
That is key. If you want to break the number threshold.
Because I was gonna say like high 8, like 8.8, 8.9. But like I think it might just be a 9.
It might be.
I think I'm just willing to give it a 9. It's really fun. I like it a lot.
And that's
every
kind
time
of
I
all
listen
that
to
needs
it,
to be said,
I like
right?
it a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know?
There's always something to come back to.
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna give it a 9.
I think that is key, especially for like, you know, he's in like a weird R&B bag on this one, which is kind of fun. And the stuff that brings me back to R&B specifically is like, how much of like a different groove can I find with each individual song? And how infectious is that, you know?
Yeah.
Because you listen to Smooth Operator and it's like, you know, oh damn, it's like fun, it's a good song. And then you go back and you're paying attention to the bass line and you're like, yo, what the fuck are they doing on this bass, bro?
I didn't even see that the first time. Yeah.
And then the next time you listen, you're like, oh, but the drums though? Who is on drums? And you gotta look up the guy's name because you gotta write him a thank you letter personally for those damn drums.
Like, thanks, man.
I didn't know Sade had it like that.
But now you do. Now you know.
I don't know. I just feel like he hit that so well. It really is just a bullseye in every way for me. I do wish, my only gripe is I wish there was one verse where he just lays down some real shit.
Yeah.
And then we can get straight back to it. Just one. Just give me one. But I'm happy with what I got, man.
I know you love it. What would you give it out of 10?
It's like a 9.3, 9.4. which is about where I would put Igor as well.
I actually don't think I've ever listened to all of Igor. I should do that.
You should definitely do that.
Like I feel like I know most. Like I know Earthquake, and I know fucking what's the other really like popular song off that?
All of them. I don't.
No, I know, but I mean like
Igor is like one of those
Earthquake is obviously,
albums
the
where like
most popular.
people don't have a record player own the vinyl for that for some reason.
Yeah, that is fair.
Like it's just people have posters of it for some reason. I don't know why. It's become like sort of this weird cultural thing. It's a sort of like Blonde by Frank Ocean. People love that shit for some reason.
I feel like people really like Flower Boy too.
Yeah, for sure.
I've seen a lot of posters of Flower Boy.
That's definitely true. I mean, that was like a big transitional moment. I think like if you're antiquated to a certain artist for a long time, you get used to sort of their output. And I think Tyler, like before Flower Boy, you know, I think when people talk about Tyler now, it's like pre-Flower Boy and like post-Flower Boy era. And all the pre stuff is like sort of this like weird reactionary, like he's trying to do Eminem, but it's also like some West Coast shit and it's weird and it doesn't make sense. And there's like he hits some grooves occasionally, but it's just generally like clunky and odd. And people are like, what the fuck is he doing? But it's like kind of fun and endearing in that way. And like you listen to that for so long, you get so used to it. And then to hear him do like some like piano ballad, like well produced, like it's such an interesting switch up. So I think it takes on sort of an ethos in its own way. Whereas like if he put out Chromacopia instead of Flower Boy at that time, I think people would think the same way about Chromacopia, but maybe it's less impactful now just because there's this other work to compare it to that's like similarly impressive. But I'm also a nerd, and Tyler probably doesn't think about any of this shit.
So. Hey, you never know. I feel like he is generally like a not. I mean, I'm sure he does think about it, but part of the reason that I love Tyler is that he's just like so unserious.
Yeah.
At least like publicly. And maybe he does think about all that kind of stuff like in his spare time, and I'm sure he does because he's a music artist and you kind of got to think about it at least a little bit. But I don't know. I love his vibe.
Yeah, man. So that was just a good surprise. It was a great week for music that week.
Yeah.
It was phenomenal, man.
It was really good. I really want to listen to Sugar on My Tongue right now. Like sugar on my tongue. Anyway.
Well, we got 7 minutes left, man.
The album's just like bubbly and fun.
Yeah, man. That's what's beautiful about it. We got to do, we got another music club that we got to do.
I actually have an album that I want you to listen to.
Okay. I want to do that, but I also want to do, you're not going to know who this is. This is sort of, we were talking to Sam last night about sort of like this YouTube lore of like these random people, FaZe Banks and Nade Shot and Trisha Paytas
for
some reason.
Album.
Ethan Klein. It's sort of a YouTuber album, but I think it's an interesting... It's interesting. There's this guy called Quedeca, who I don't know if you know. But a long time ago, when doing diss tracks was really popular, KSI, you know KSI, we love him. He made one of the best songs ever, you're probably aware.
Of course. Yep.
Ice on my ring, ice in my veins, or something like that, I don't know. But KSI used to be, he was in a period of his life where he was doing a lot of diss tracks against other YouTubers that he was close with. Like he had a diss track battle with his brother for some reason. I'm not going to get into all the lore because I don't know any of it, and all of it is probably like fake made up bullshit. So here comes this white kid Quedeca from the Midwest. And he sees through sort of all this diss track bullshit, all this Jake Paul Team 10 nonsense, you know? And he does a diss track on KSI, and it sort of blows up because it's like this white teenager out rapping, you know, like a 20 million subscriber guy who has like, you know, he's been in a professional studio and he has the money to pay for like, you know, good beats and stuff like that. and he gets just absolutely demolished by this random white kid from like Minnesota or some shit.
Which is actually really fucking funny.
Which is really funny. And Quedeca sort of rides this, and he's like this YouTube rapper guy. He used to make videos that are like, he would do these videos like in the style of other rappers. So he would like get a beat that like J. Cole would rap on, and then he like writes lyrics in the style of J. Cole, and then he tries to do like his best J. Cole impression, and he did stuff like that.
It's kind of cool.
And it's kind of dope, And he's just a kid doing what he loved at the time because he was a teenager who took down Goliath, And he sort of...
he's older.
He takes this energy and like transforms it into an album, and the album's kind of shit, but there's like, promise there. And then he follows up that album with like another more conceptual album. Like it's bigger. You can see like he really learns like production and like how to formulate like a narrative across a lot of different songs. And then he takes that and he does this album called I Didn't Mean to Haunt You, which is sort of this like weird cinematic lo-fi masterpiece in a weird way. Like it's and it has Danny Brown on it for some reason. And he's rapping from the perspective of carbon monoxide. It's like this really conceptual narrative journey where like the main character is a ghost that's like haunting his family and stuff like that. It's crazy. And it's like a mix of rapping and like weird guitar stuff. It's crazy.
That sounds kind of cool.
And he sort of gets like a big wind in sort of the indie music scene for all of this. And he released a mixtape a couple of years ago called Scrapyard, which I really loved, which mixes just so many different genres together. It's actually crazy how much he was doing on there. But for a number of years now, he's been teaching this project that we now know as Vanisher, Horizon Scraper, which might be the coolest title to anything I've ever heard in my life.
Also, the album art fucking rocks.
I agree. I think it's dope as hell. And he's been teasing it as like, this is my best music ever. It's like low-key a masterpiece. Like, y'all are not ready for this. I'm on some like other shit. And it recently dropped, and people are saying, I think it's the highest rated album this year on
oh, really?
a couple different websites, yeah.
Okay, I thought you were about to say it was like hot garbage.
No, I mean, I think I don't love it as much as everyone else, but I do think it is an incredibly impressive piece of art that blends so many different things together. And I think you would, maybe you wouldn't listen to it ever again, but I think you would think it's really interesting.
Okay.
Which is why I want to listen to it, because it does so much.
We should.
And I think it's an important piece of art. So we're going to do that at some point.
Okay, cool.
And that's our future music club for the people to come back to if they want.
I have another album that I would like.
And then we'll do yours, yeah.
And I to listen to, but yes, it's definitely not as artistically meaningful.
That's fine.
I would be.
I love Don't Tap the Glass, man.
That's true.
I love Playboy Cardi, bro. Like, I think there's something to be said about anything.
Okay. I just like it because I think it's catchy as hell.
I like catchy as hell.
And you want to know what? It's I think it's also 10 songs long, just like Don't Tap the Glass.
That sounds awesome. All the words you're saying are good.
About it. It is. It's like very hip hop. It's rap, but it's hip hop.
Okay,
it's cool.
Well, then I'm excited for that, man. So then maybe next week we'll have something to talk about for Music Club, or maybe 2 weeks down the line, something like that.
I think we'll have a couple of things to talk about.
Okay. Well, there you go.
That sounds cool. I also really want to listen to this KSI diss track now. What's the KSI diss track called?
I don't remember, man. It's been like 9 years or some shit. It's been a long ass time. But yeah, man. What did we learn today?
I learned about Quedeca, so that's cool.
He's a great white guy. One of the better white guys.
Your poem writing ability is really good.
I guess. Thank you.
I really liked that one. I don't know why. I not that I like haven't enjoyed your other poems, but it just really.
I think it's just because it was long.
No.
Okay.
The phrase "your suitcase a labyrinth filled with socks" is still living in my head. That's just like, it just evokes so much like imagery.
I don't even know what I'm trying to say.
I think that's fine. You don't have to.
I guess that's true.
Part of art is that you made it, and part of art is that I'm interpreting it based on my lived experiences.
Yeah.
And that's like what makes it beautiful or whatever.
Oh, I was going to ask you, if you could be any Pokemon, what Pokemon would you be?
The fuck?
Answer right now.
I have to think about that.
We're at time. We have to end, man. You have to pick
I'm sorry.
one.
I'm sorry. If I could be any Pokemon ever, I think I would pick to be. If I could be a Pokemon,
Yeah.
do I have their lived experiences? This is important.
Do you want to kidnap kids like fucking Drifloon, dude?
No, I want to be Mewtwo.
Okay.
Yeah, but like Mewtwo's life kind of sucked.
I guess he was like a test tube baby, right?
Yeah, but I think he's cool and he can fly and he has like psychic powers, and that'd be like pretty dope.
Okay, I learned you want to be Mewtwo. Okay, bye. We're done.